What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Loads of fights being announced right now for end of year shows. Loads of fights. I can't remember in my lifetime, and I was discussing this with someone a couple of days ago. I can't remember a time where there's ever been so much boxing. It almost feels like there's a big star name fighting every single week. For the last 2 or 3 months, there seems to have been a show every single weekend. Not complaining. Some weekends, 2 or 3 shows going on, like big shows at the same weekend. And it's not stopping. December used to be a kind of quiet time for boxing. I mean, think of what we've got coming in December. I mean, there's a lot of big time boxing in December. Obviously, we've got Ruiz Joshua, we've got Chris Eubank Jr., Komarov, Charlo's on that card as well. It looks like there will be a card in America where Dillian White might fight. Kell Brook, it looks like we make his, long-awaited return to the ring on that card as well. There was a lot of talk about Kell Brook being on the Ruiz Joshua card. I think it's more likely that he's on that American card. And now it was announced that Hughie Fury will fight a guy called Pavel Sauer on one of those MATCHROOM Monaco, Monte Carlo shows. I think the date is the 30th of November. I wrote a bit of information down about this guy, Pavel Sauer, because I have no idea who he is. 37 years old, ranked number 1 in the Czech Republic. According to BoxRec, computerized rankings, just to remind people, he's ranked number 119. He has a record of 11 wins and 2 losses. Of those 11 wins, 6 by knockout. Of the 2 losses, 1 by knockout. Sorry. That loss was to Hrgović. Right, no shame in that. That was Hrgovic's first fight, though. Knocked him out clean. Took up boxing. Actually, I don't know if he took up boxing, but started fighting professionally just under 3 years ago. And he's 37. I couldn't find much in terms of an amateur record. So this guy might have literally started boxing 3 years ago. That's who Hughie Fury fights after that. And it was a dreadful performance against Alexander. What was it? It wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best performance against Povetkin. I might be wrong about this. I'm happy for anyone leave any comments if I am wrong about this. It feels like after that performance against against Povetkin, that the boxing public have just had enough of Hughie Fury. That's what it feels like to me. I don't think that's fair, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I do feel like some of the comments that people were leaving after that performance, it's almost like, done. You know, they've seen him in against 3 good fighters, and those times he's just failed to deliver when you expected a bit more. Those fights, obviously, Parker, Pulev, and Povetkin. I will counter that by saying those 3 fighters were Parker, Pulev, and Povetkin. I mean, at the time of fighting them, all guys were in the top 10. All guys were in the top 10, very legit guys, and he's lost to those guys. That was always my problem with the Povetkin fight, and I said this, that I want to see Hughie Fury, sorry, I think I've got the man flu coming. I want to see Hughie Fury in the ring with someone in and around his ranking, which is what, top 30. I mean, all the time we see Hughie Fury do this. And that's fight someone of note, lose, then fight someone like a Pavel Sauer. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know where you are. I don't know what it means whatsoever. And it just raises more questions. Because I guess he beats Pavel Sauer. I'll tell you exactly what will happen. Hughie Fury will get on the mic, maybe not actually, his dad will get on the mic and say we're ready for someone in the top 20. Are you? We don't know. He needs to fight someone top 30, top 40, so we can tick that box and say, okay, he's better than those guys. Because right now, I do not know. Right now, I do not know. What I think and I would love to happen, it's not going to happen, obviously, but this is a perfect fight for me, for him to say, you know what, I want to try out a new trainer. And I know some people don't like that. Some people are very loyal in this game. And I get it. It's his dad that trains him. But I've seen him in 3 big fights now. And I think the tactics are wrong. And it's all wrong. And I think if his dad wasn't his trainer, I think he would have already sacked his trainer and moved on and find someone else. I think, call me crazy, but I think I see ability there. But I just think he gets it all wrong on the night. This is a guy that can clearly move. I mean, he can clearly move. He fights on the back foot, got a nice jab, got good range, got a bit of pop. But when it comes to the big fights, it's like tactically, they get it all wrong. And I think it's time. And again, look, perfect opponent. Pavel Sauer, he'll put him away early. Perfect opponent to say, you know what, let's try out someone new. I don't get all this loyalty shit in boxing. And I guess, again, it makes it difficult because his dad's his trainer, but he's got to go. He's got to go. I mean, we can't keep saying he's young, he's this, he's that. We've seen him now in 3 fights against 3 good guys, good operators, and I think he's had opportunities in both. He had opportunity against Povetkin. That Povetkin looked a bit done and dusted, if I'm honest with you. He had opportunities against Parker. Pulev was a bit different because Pulev just looked too good on the night. But against Parker and Povetkin in opportunities, and again, that negative back foot fighting shit. He needs an aggressive trainer. Even a Freddie Roach, someone that just is literally a front foot fighter. All that back foot fighting shit he does, trying to steal rounds, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And I just don't think, and again, it's not a discredit to Peter Fury, who I actually think is a good trainer. He's just not a good trainer for him. That's all it is. Again, no loyalty in boxing shit. Pick someone that works for your style. And Peter Fury's style simply isn't working for his son. And I think he should know that. Sometimes you have to take a step away. And I think he should realize that and let his son go on his own journey and see what he can accomplish. Because again, I think he's a good fighter. I do. I don't know, and I wonder what Eddie Hearn's thinking after that performance. Obviously, he's signed to MATCHROOM now. We don't know. It might be a 2 or 3 fight contract. It might be 2. I mean, this Pavel Sauer guy could be that. That's it. Buy it. Go away. But fingers crossed Eddie continues to work with him, because I do think there's a good fighter there. What do you guys think? Talking about fights being announced, and I might do a separate video on this, or maybe not. I might just mention it on This Week in Boxing. It was confirmed today that Danny Jacobs will fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Again, I don't understand this one. If you guys don't know, you should know. But if you don't know, Varda tried to test him at the wildcard gym, and he refused testing and pretty much ran away. But now he's fighting a mega fight against Danny Jacobs. I mean, the war on drugs continues if they want it to. I don't think they do. Something else that was brought to my attention, I got an email from MATCHROOM. And by the time this video goes up, we all might know what's going to happen. But they said, announcement today in LA of a blockbuster fight in December. Now, I don't know if they're referring to the Danny Jacobs Chavez Jr. as a blockbuster fight. I hope not, but I couldn't rack my brains as to what they were talking about. The only person I could think of that would make it a blockbuster fight is Dillian Whyte. But I don't know if Dillian Whyte's going to come back and go straight into a blockbuster fight. And if he does, who out there in the heavyweight division would you, I don't know, who would you class it as a blockbuster fight? Jarrell Miller? I don't know. So interested to know what they class as a blockbuster fight. And I hope they're not referring to Danny Jacobs Chavez Jr., because that is no blockbuster fight at all. But what do you guys think about Hughie Fury and this matchup? Pavel Sauer, again, means nothing to me in terms of an opponent. But I do think it's a good opportunity for him to switch trainers. Probably won't, but I do think it's a good opportunity. Anyway, let me know what you think. Peace.